We have to leave the ECHR. No ifs, no buts.
Foreign criminals convicted of horrific abuse could not be deported.
The European Convention on Human Rights blamed as a barrier to removing migrants, and not just by the right.
But we also need the interpretation of international law to keep up with the realities and challenges of today's world.
It was signed after World War II to protect everyone in the Council of Europe, guaranteeing rights to life, liberty, fair trial and freedom of expression, among others, while prohibiting torture, slavery and discrimination. But calls are growing for the UK to withdraw. To see how commonly it's used, I went to an immigration appeal court unannounced. Over 2 days, I was allowed to see 2 cases. Both were men appealing removal from Britain using the right to family life under the ECHR. This man, who was jailed for stabbing someone, was fighting deportation partly because he's fathered a child since leaving prison. We don't know if his appeal will ultimately be allowed or not, but cases like his add fuel to the fire the ECHR is under. And it doesn't help that many immigration appeal courts don't publish judges' decisions. It means we can't say for certain how many people are allowed to stay on the basis of human rights. Appeals using the ECHR can be made by many types of migrants, including visa overstayers and people denied asylum. The only data we have relates to foreign national offenders facing deportation and covers April 2008 to June 2021. 21,521 people appealed deportation in that time. 2,392 were successful on human rights grounds only. That's 11%. On average, 181 foreign criminals a year allowed to stay because of the ECHR.
We have to repeal the Human Rights Act.
For some, that's 181 too many. But this human rights professor says withdrawal simply from the ECHR would still leave other treaties and laws that migrants rely on.
In terms of asylum claims, it is governed by the 1951 Refugee Convention. It's a different treaty.
To be clear, do you think that if the UK withdrew from the ECHR, then more migrants could be removed from this country?
Well, the honest answer is we don't know. I think that the data that we do have suggests that it would be only a marginal difference.
We know for voters that immigration is the number one issue of concern. The idea that somehow the human rights of immigrants can frustrate their removal or deportation from the UK when that would be the will of the British government is frustrating, to say the least.
Yes, and I can understand why the media reporting has generated a level of frustration, because it would appear that human rights and therefore judges are the main obstacle to government policy being carried out.
She says cases like this, where headlines don't tell the full story, have nevertheless been repeated by politicians.
One case involved a man who was allowed to stay. It was claimed that his son disliked foreign chicken nuggets.
What actually happened in that case is it went to the upper tribunal, and who ordered that he could be deported, and also specifically said that the evidence to do with chicken nuggets was nowhere near the level required.
Leaving the ECHR would mean everyone in the UK would lose the guarantees it gives. It could also breach the Good Friday Agreement, destabilising Northern Ireland. But some see it as a necessary step to solving the migration crisis. Becky Johnson, Sky News.